Yeah, we are in the kitchen with a little something sweet from local cake designer Michael Hall. Today, a little lesson in the cake glaze or filling called ganache. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning, sir.
You know, Tom was talking a minute ago about the frosting on the trees, right? Because the fog froze to that. I much prefer yours. Because it is chocolate.
Yes, sir. Yes,
okay,
sir.
so we're going to talk a little bit about that and have some fun with that. And can you tell us exactly how this all gets started with the chocolate and all that?
Chocolate ganache is it's like a pastry. I mean, it's like a sauce or cream. It's made up of chocolate and cream. So it's just pretty
Two of my
much
favorites. Chocolate and cream.
Yes, sir. And it's a very simple process to make. A lot of people, I mean, will use it. It could be used by either professional bakers or people at home just don't want to do like a normal cake box. Whether you're doing it from scratch or from a box, you can still make that, and you still make the cake look as decadent as that.
Yeah. So you can actually take the box, make the actual cake itself, which, you know, those of us who aren't as talented as you are can do, maybe, and then you add this to it and away you go.
That's it.
So basic ingredients you said are?
Cream, which is in the microwave, and
cream goes in the microwave. And then we've got some, are these bittersweet chocolate or are these sweet chocolate?
That is, that's dark chocolate.
Dark chocolate?
Yes, dark chocolate is
I'll
what
give it a test just to make sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Dark chocolate is what the recipe actually derived from. This recipe was made in France. So the French made it first, but you know, everything comes all over the world. So it can be used as a glaze, it could be used as a sauce, it could be used as a filling. You can use it on cupcakes, cake pops, pies, cheesecake.
Now this doesn't look extremely thick on the cake itself,
It's
right?
not, it's not.
So
because you can use it, it all depends on how much cream to chocolate is the measurement. Sometimes it's 1-to-1, sometimes it's 1-to-2. It all depends on what you're looking to do. If you need it for something like a filling, you can make it like 1-to-2, which is more chocolate chips, less cream.
Well, all right, we brought an actual baker in here, somebody that knows something about this. Cheryl, he's saying, I know you don't cook from a box, a cake from a box.
Sometimes I do. That's why they were invented, because they're simple that
so
way.
you can use them. So you've been listening to this and watching, and I was noting that it's not very thick icing on there.
No, because it's a ganache.
Oh, gosh. All right.
By definition, ganache is chocolate and cream. That's
right.
basically that's what a ganache is. Ganache is chocolate.
Okay.
It can be white chocolate, but it's chocolate.
Right. Okay.
And
Exactly.
then it's just a light coating for your cake.
Right.
Okay. All right. So what's next? We got the
next,
stuff in the microwave.
What I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna let it go a little bit longer.
Okay.
To make sure that's hot. This is oil. So normally what oil is, this doesn't have to be used, or it can be. It all depends on how thin you want the ganache.
Ganache.
So you pour just a little bit of the oil over top of the chocolate chips.
And what kind of oil are you using? Michael?
That's vegetable oil.
Okay.
So just pour that over top, and then once the cream come out, what you do is you just mix and mix until, and you're gonna see it takes about, give or take 2 to 3 minutes, maybe 4 minutes, for it to look like what that looks like. Because at first it just looked like chocolate milk.
So now was
Because
the oil
it has
warm?
to emulsify.
Exactly.
And you're only working with a couple of ingredients, but the combination of the two can be very tricky, because you've got hot cream and you've got chocolate that could potentially burn. So you have to be really careful. You don't want to curdle or burn your milk.
Exactly.
Your cream.
So it's a process, and it doesn't take that long, and that should be good.
Okay.
So it looks simple, Bill, but the technique is actually what makes it important. That's why an expert like Michael will put it together. And you don't want your milk to boil, or your cream to boil. That's
Not
the
too
main
much.
thing. So
Not
you have
too
to
much.
watch it.
So
So
here we
this
go.
is heavy cream.
Remember, simple, Bill, was the key phrase there. All right, so the milk is hot. The cream is hot.
It's hot. It's
but
hot
not
enough.
boiling
It's
hot.
not boiling hot. It's just hot enough so that when you start to stir, it melts the chocolate chips, or wafers, or you can use candy if you want to. It all depends on what you're trying to do with your
What
cake.
kind of chocolate you want.
Exactly. I mean, you can use a candy bar. I wouldn't use a candy bar to cover the whole cake, maybe for just the filling.
Now, will this reach a consistency that is basically not liquid?
It is.
The more you stir?
The more you stir.
Okay.
You have to stir it the whole time, because if you don't stir it, it will start to stick and it would just stick to the bottom of the bowl.
Now, you're not mashing any of those chocolates?
You don't have to.
Chips? No?
Letting the thermodynamics work.
You don't have to. All you gotta do is stir. And as you stir, as you see, right now it just looks like chocolate milk, which probably be good for the drink if you
it would be
really,
tasty.
if you really wanted to. But the more you stir, it starts to.
Now, you wouldn't do this in a
form.
blender or anything? You couldn't do that? No.
Too quick.
He's like, oh no.
I want to talk to you, Michael, though, about the actual technique, because you've got cherries in this. So how did you enhance the ganache?
Well, what I did is I added the chocolate ganache on the first layer, and then I put, which I'm gonna put also on the website, my chocolate cherry sauce. So I put that in the middle of the cake and also on the top.
And I also noticed that your plate is very clean. So do you have a method because you pour the ganache.
Right.
And what's the method for doing that so that our cake plate
stays-
is still pretty?
Always get the same size cake board as the cake. So that is an 8-inch cake board on the bottom, and that's an 8-inch cake. So you take it and you put it on top of something and you pour the ganache over top. And it's gonna make a mess, but like I said, you wanna always keep it clean, especially if you're presenting to somebody.
So maybe like a tray and a cooling rack.
Something
and then put the cake,
like-
something that it will
Wait a
pour
minute,
through.
Michael. You said get the same size cake board, but that one's a
This
little
one,
bit big.
the
oh,
one
that
underneath.
one.
Yeah, that one underneath.
Oh, and then you put it on this other one, so you fooled
Make it,
us.
yeah, I fooled you.
So you made a huge mess on the first one, didn't you? Come on, Michael.
Yeah, it was all over the place.
It was all over
It
the
was
place.
all over
And
the
look,
place.
we're getting ganache. That's the magic part.
Can you say that on TV? We're getting ganache?
And do we want to have that cool or hot when we actually dress the cake?
The cooler?
The ganache, do we want it cool or?
You want to have it cool because you want to get at least to room temperature so it can actually coat and pour the right way.
It smells good. And you want the cake cool too.
You want the cake cool. So normally after this step, what I would normally do, which I'm not gonna do here, but I'll let you know, I do have, see, because right now it's still a little bit chips into it. What I normally do is I grab this little
Immersion
gizmo,
blender.
the immersion blender, and I'll show you. No, it's not gonna do it. Just go through it, and what I do is it chops
Well,
up
a
all.
nice lesson in Ganache 101 today here on Virginia This Morning. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Michael.
And then
Really
I'm
appreciate
cut the
it.
cake and let you see how it look real quick.
Yep, real quick.
I ain't worried about
I
the
got
mess.
this.
I ain't worried about the mess.
Okay. Oh, we're going to cut the cake? Cut the cake. Where's the average white man when we need him?